Now I know what you're thinking, but no, I did not buy it from a Colombian drug lord. And these are not body bags. I think before they shipped it, they sprinkled a bunch of baking soda in here to absorb the mold smell. Unfortunately, that did not work. Off of just a couple of photos, I bought what I thought was a barn find G-body. But now that it got shipped here and I'm seeing it in person, maybe that wasn't such a good idea. This might have to be an outside project. It reeks of mold. These old G-bodies have never really been on my radar, but my uncle who lives on the East Coast reached out and said he had a friend that owned one. So I bought it from the original couple that owned it. The husband passed away and I guess it had just been sitting for a while. I ran the Carfax and it's a one owner car. It only has 80,000 miles on it and it looked decent in the photos. So I sent over some cash, got it shipped out here. Since he passed away, it's just been sitting in a basement on the East Coast, which is really humid, and it got really moldy. I think we're just gonna hop right in and do something. I got like 20 projects and not one of them run and none of them have AC. If I can get this thing pretty clean, it has air conditioning and you know, it could be a decent daily driver. Here we go. Yeah. Woo-wee. That is a long door. It's like 4.5 acres of door. I don't know if I should take this off. Yeah. My instinct is just to spray bleach on everything, but these seats actually look kind of nice. I don't want to destroy them. I think the only logical place to start is just remove everything. Tear apart the interior. I don't know how to clean mold yet, so I'm gonna have to look into that. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna start by tearing everything apart. Back outside she goes. I'm melting, but on the good news, I think the mold is just superficial. Normally when you have mold, it's all up in the foam, but the foam looks pretty clean. Ooh, it still smells good. So, as you can see, it's not really all that moldy under there. Yeah. I wish there wasn't baking soda everywhere so I could see what was actual mold and what is not. Let's see the seat belts. How's the seat belt? Seat belt, I mean, it smells bad, but there's no sign of mold, really. So I found out there's a couple things that kill mold. Bleach is one of them. An ozonator is another one, and heat is the third one. And that one piqued my interest because Here in Arizona, we have a lot of heat. Just in the shop, we're at a good 98 degrees. So it says mold dies at 130 degrees. And this car has been parked out in the yard. And it's not even that hot yet. I mean, it's hot, but it's gonna get hotter. Let's check the Toyota. We got 129, 26. So, I mean, it's warm in here. It's not even the hottest part of the day either. That one had the window down. Let's check one of these that have the windows up. How about this rat-infested Toyota? Let's see what we're at. Let's see. Oh yeah, it smells bad in here. 141. 36. 150 on the roof. So I think my game plan is going to be remove the interior, clean everything to the best of my ability. I'm gonna buy an ozonator on Amazon and get it here, and then just park it in the sun. They say the worst thing for mold is humidity, and this thing got shipped to the right place because it's the driest place on earth. It's about 102 in the barn, and it's almost lunchtime, so I get to show you guys how hot it is. We got our pan heat up to 165-ish. That should work. So we got our extra virgin 90 weight cooking oil. That's key for flavor. Oh, that was way too much. You gotta let the oil cook for about 20 seconds. The key here is the one-handed egg crack. Oh yeah, look at that. And we just let that cook. It's been sitting a good 15 minutes. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, I use way too much oil. Oh no, I don't want to break the yolk. Oh no! I butchered that. Dang it. I'm gonna let it sit a little longer. Coffee looks good. The cup's hotter than the coffee. Yeah. No. Ah. Look at that egg. That's a good looking egg. Not really. It's so hot it only took like 20 minutes to cook this egg. Gotta get a good piece, you know? I think my cooking oil expired. I don't know. The coffee's pretty good though. Back to work. The sun's just about hitting the car at the right angle to burn all this mold. It doesn't smell as bad now that I've had it airing out. But temp gun, we got 154. I think that's metal. Let's see on the plastic. 145. Good morning and welcome to day 2 of working on this Monte Carlo. We got good news and we got some bad news. The good news is I got carried away and just started tearing this thing apart yesterday. And that's really the only rust I saw. It looks like maybe some water got in. It's still pretty solid. I found a little bit of mold right here. I didn't really find mold anywhere else. The back of the seat cushions were good. The underside of the carpet was good, just a little rusty. Inside the door cards were pretty good, behind the door handles. I even got the headliner out and it was still pretty clean under there. I'm gonna have to replace the headliner, it's pretty beat up. And it looks like someone took a bite out of it. I don't know how I'm gonna remember to put all this back together. I kind of just got it all scattered. And we had a thunderstorm yesterday and it kind of just blew everything all over the place. The bad news is when I was crawling around this thing, it's mostly blown away now, but there was just rust everywhere. We're just gonna ignore that for now. Today's goal is gonna be, I gotta get in the trunk, get into the hood, maybe jack it up on all four and, you know, take a peek underneath. I have an ozonator on the way and I'm gonna order a headliner, just kind of take inventory and see what I need. Oh, so my uncle, is that a car cover? That's pretty cool. He said he had this, that smells pretty bad. He said he had this shop fan and he didn't want it, so he sent it with the car. That's pretty cool. That thing is vintage. Looks like a little tire pump. That's pretty cool. Is that a 12 volt? Yeah, that's nice. Got some nasty floor mats, some jumper cables, a small right-handed glove. What's this? A shirt. We got the options. I got everything out and I found this extra little hubcap. That thing's pretty cool. Come on. Hey! Let's go. This thing is awfully clean for an East Coast car. Wow. This might be the best East Coast car I've ever seen. I don't want to jinx it. We haven't looked underneath yet. I was looking at the options and the only notable ones, it looks like the upgraded 305 motor, the rally wheels, so that's an option. And then we got air conditioning, we got the sport mirrors, and that's pretty much it. Now that it's aired out and doesn't smell as moldy, they can come back into the shop. Let's see what we got in here. Yeah. That thing is getting replaced for sure. So there we got the option for the air conditioner. Everything looks pretty stock. But I don't know if you can see or not, but it's filthy. This thing made a whopping 180 horsepower. So far, it's pretty solid. For an East Coast car, I've definitely seen worse. I'm gonna jack it up, crawl underneath, and hopefully I'm not disappointed. I'm gonna go ahead and replace these tires because they're pretty shot. But you tire guys out there, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe a 3-digit date code means pre-2000. So that would be the 23rd week of 95. It can't be 85 because the car is an 84. So these tires are 30 years old. That is crazy. Ooh. What do you say, Pyro? Junk? Junk or no? Ah, my neck! My neck! Mwah. So here we are. I gotta say, I'm not too disappointed. So I think all that rust I found was just surface rust flaking off. It looks pretty solid. So I'm new to the G-body platform, but I gotta say the 4-link, super cool. Oh. It is super clean. Super clean. The frame rails are intact. Just a little bit of surface rust, some dirt. Not bad. Even the brakes look pretty decent. This thing has so much grime though. I think that's just all surface rust. Bunch of surface rust. Everything is wet. It looks like the transmission might be leaking. Potentially leaking some oil. Whatever doubts I had on this car, I take it back. It seems like a pretty decent rig. So I found this inspection sticker dated 2020 at 81,000 miles, and now we're at, I think that says 83,000. So it's gone 2,000 miles in 5 years. I haven't worked on this thing in a couple weeks, but this is day 3 working on it. I got a table full of parts, got some tires, we got a pile of interior parts, so let's hop right in. I officially ran out of day. Turns out when you work on East Coast cars, everything just takes a little bit longer. Tire shop's closed, but tomorrow we're gonna get the new tires on. I just have to clean these wheels up a little bit. They're kind of rusty. I got some Naval Jelly Rust Dissolver. I'm gonna give that a go and see if it works. If not, I might just sand these down and just repaint all of them, which I really do not want to do. It's time to start assembling the interior, but I have no idea how this goes. I didn't document anything. All this stuff has just been sitting out here for probably 2 weeks collecting dust. And the bad part is, see this tar? I got some on the seat, which is no good. I don't know how I'm supposed to get that out. Headliner time. I've been dreading this part of the project. So when I was removing the headliner, I broke both these corners. So I'm gonna have to fix those. I feel like I'm gonna butcher this part of the project. Hopefully it turns out pretty good. Super clean. That was way easier than I thought. The foam is really forgiving. I thought I was gonna have a bunch of creases in it, but nah, it was too easy. Now on the chopping block is my big mistake. I think the go-to here is spray it with some dish soap, some detergent. I read online that if you put ice on this, it freezes the tar and it's easier to get up, so I might give that a go. This seat was really nice. I don't want to ruin it. We're getting close. I forget what day it is, but home stretch. Last night when I was assembling the interior, I found some original documentation. I got the names blocked out, but our friend Russell, who we bought it from, I thought he was the second owner because when I ran the Carfax, title issued 14,000 miles in 87. So I thought he bought it in 87. But that's when our friend Russell got married and changed the title for him and his wife to be on title. So that's why there was that title change. But as you can see here, mileage at delivery, 19 miles. He bought it new and they delivered it with only 19 miles on it. And over here, as you can see, our friend Russell owned a 1977 Chevy Monte Carlo and traded it for a 1984 Monte Carlo with 19 miles on it. It's hot and I'm melting again, but this is getting better than I thought. This is actually a one-owner car. And damn fly tried crawling in my mouth. Not cool. In other news, it took me way longer than I'd like to admit to find the filler neck. That's cool. I gotta add some fuel and see if this puppy will crank to life. Here we go. I was charging the battery all night. Should crank right to life. And come on. One, two, three. Nice. Ooh. Maybe the choke's not working. It seems like it has a vacuum leak. I'm gonna let it warm up and see how she runs a little warm. I just noticed I don't have any gauges. I don't got a temp gauge, oil gauge, I got a dummy light, no volt gauge. All I got is fuel. I don't even have an RPM gauge. The check engine light just came on. We're smoking pretty good. This thing does not sound happy. What in the world? I'm gonna take the air cleaner off and see if I can find a vacuum leak. But maybe I didn't put one of the spark plug wires on tight? I'm not sure. Sounds like it's running on 7 with a vacuum leak. Everything looks good except, ow, that's hot. This rusty line right here. I want to say it looks like the line's cracked. I'm guessing that's vacuum to the transmission for maybe a kickdown or something. I'm thinking if I remove this boot, cut that line, and then I can reattach it, see if that's it. I'm gonna cut it way back here where the line is still pretty good. The tip is awfully rusty. Look at this. It's just deteriorated. Much better. This thing was totaled. Take 2. I think it's happier. This thing sounds way better. Let's see how she does. This thing is the boat of all boats. This thing just floats. Ah, amazing. I gotta admit, this thing is freaking awesome. It drives so good. All that's left is to get it home and give it a detail, and I think she's ready to go. This thing is a unit. And you were worried about me driving. This thing runs so good, my mom wants to keep it as her daily driver. And she drives a 20-something, 2019? I think it's a 2018 Chevy Silverado. But she prefers this thing. Now that it's clean and mold-free, let's add a bunch of water.